Hello everyone, and welcome to our info session. My name is Liliana, and I'm working at the International Office of the University of Ljubljana. And today, with my colleagues, we will present you application and admission procedure and answer your questions regarding this topic that you asked us in the registration. After this presentation, you will also be able to ask us some additional questions. With me today are my colleagues from the University of Ljubljana's Higher Education Enrollment and Information Service, and they will answer your questions regarding application and admission procedure in chat and live, of course, after this presentation. Our international student ambassador, Helena, is also with us today, and she will present her experience with application, admission, and the general life and studying at the University of Ljubljana. So let's quickly just start with some general information about our university. So our university was founded in 1919, and today it has 23 faculties and 3 art academies covering all fields of study. It's also ranked among the top 3% of the universities in the world. This main building, the rectorate that you can see here in the presentation, all 3 academies and some faculties are located in the city center, and some of the newest and most modern buildings are located on the outskirts of Ljubljana, while the Faculty of Maritime Studies and Transport is located in one small town, Portorož by the sea. 3 art academies offer study programs in the fields of music, fine arts, design, theater, radio, film, and television. We also have 10 faculties in the fields of science, technology, and engineering, 8 faculties in the humanities and social sciences, and also medicine, health sciences, and sport. We have accredited more than 400 degree programs and more than 800 courses in English. And here you can see which programs we offer in English. So most programs are conducted in Slovenian, but as you can see on master and doctoral, on master level, we have a larger number of programs in English. When it comes to doctoral studies, you basically students settle the language for the lectures with their professors. So for more information about programs offered in English, please check the call for enrollment. Every year, around 40,000 students upgrade and develop their knowledge and skills at our institution, including 10% of the international students from over 100 countries. And we're very happy that every year we have an increasing number of international students that enrich our university year after year. We are also very proud to inform you that in the QS Europe 2026 ranking, our university reached its best results so far, placing 197th and entering the top 200 European universities. It is also ranked 8th in Europe for graduate employability. Around 3/4 of international students come from the Western Balkan region, mainly, as you can see, from Serbia, North Macedonia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Croatia. And one of the University of Ljubljana's strategic orientations is cooperation with the Western Balkans region, and through research, teaching, and study activities, we also strive to connect and maintain contact with Slovenians living abroad. As our students, you will also have the opportunity to participate in various projects and activities. The University of Ljubljana has more than 30% of all registered researchers in Slovenia and is particularly concerned with the transfer of knowledge to the economy, which is why we work closely with numerous Slovenian and foreign companies. Also, you will have many opportunities for practical work, exchange, and internship. We also invite you to participate in summer schools, concerts, exhibitions, and performances that are organized by our academies and faculties. Also, in cooperation with foreign universities, we implement interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary studies and also encourage international student and staff exchanges. We are actively involved in numerous international partnerships that offer you many opportunities for exchange during your studies, such as you probably heard, Erasmus Plus scholarships and other scholarships as well. So even though you're an international degree-seeking student, you can definitely participate in exchange programs and go on exchange to another country. Here you see our students Andrea and Alexa. They described their experience about the exchange in a video that we invite you to watch on our YouTube channel. And of course, if you do not decide to study at our university, you can always visit us for 1 or 2 semesters as exchange student. You just need to check at your university if your faculty has agreement with us. The University of Ljubljana is also part of the Utopia Association, which includes 9 other universities from Europe. Utopia aims to promote student and staff mobility through new ways of teaching and learning together. You can also find our university at the regional virtual fair, Balkanedo Expo, where you can visit our virtual stands where all members of the University of Ljubljana are located. We strongly recommend that you regularly check our website and also sub-page that is specially designed for international students. There you will be able to find a lot of information, useful information about studies, exchange opportunities, extracurricular and other activities. And also to carefully read the welcome guide where you find detailed information about your arrival in Slovenia and your studies at our university. So we know that when moving abroad, it's very important to get first-hand information about what it's like to be an international student at our university. So that is why we're very proud to present our video series with international students about, which aims to present studying in Slovenia and at University of Ljubljana. So in this series, our international student ambassadors answer various questions, including why they decided to study in Slovenia and at University of Ljubljana, what it's like to study here, have they encountered any challenges, what are the advantages of studying, and much more. So you can watch that on our YouTube channel. And also on our website, you can find chat with international students, where you will be able to find contacts of our international student ambassadors who came from different countries and study at different University of Ljubljana faculties and academies. And you can always contact them and ask questions regarding studying and living in Ljubljana. As I already mentioned, with us today is our international student ambassador, Helena. So, Helena, can you maybe tell us more?
Hello everyone, I'm Helena. I come from Macedonia and I'm a third year undergraduate student at the Faculty of Natural Sciences and Engineering. I'm studying graphic and interactive communications. So we as international student ambassadors are students who are already studying at the University of Ljubljana and who want to help future and current students, international students. Our role is to be one of your first points of contact when you're thinking about coming to Slovenia or when you already have started your studies here. We are here to support you with any doubts or questions you may have, whether they are related to the application process, study programs, courses, student life, accommodation, or everyday life in Ljubljana. Our goal here is to make your transition as smooth as possible and as stress-free as possible by sharing our personal experiences and offering friendly guidance. So if you're already maybe studying at the University of Ljubljana, you can also reach to us for advice or support. In short, we are here to help you, to support you, and to guide you on your journey. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.
Thank you so much, Helena. We would also like to invite you to our online information sessions for master and PhD studies. We know that some of you are interested in master and PhD studies, so you will have opportunity to learn more about studying at our university, as well as hear the details about some programs and so on. So here on our website, you will find more information about these events as well as registration link. So yeah, you're welcome to join us. So now we will just explain everything about the application process and also explain to you how this process looks like. So when it comes to application, you must submit an online application in English or Slovenian with your username and password. It is also very important that you save this information, this username and password, as it will allow you to access the EVOSHO web portal and follow up on the application and admission procedure. On the EVOSHO website, you can find more detailed information as well as some video tutorials that will guide you step by step through filling out this application form. We also invite you to watch our video on the YouTube channel about the university application process. There you will find many more useful information such as enrollment requirements, application deadlines, and more. Also, call for enrollment is published on this website, so there you can check everything you want to know about studying at our university. You probably check that. So when it comes to application deadlines, you need to be aware of the different deadlines because you can apply during several application periods, and the deadlines also depend on your citizenship. If you are a citizen of the EU member state or Slovenian abroad, you can apply in the first application period that started on the 18th of February and it will be until the 18th of March. And also in the second application period from 20 to 27th of August. Here you can see who can apply in this second application period. Also, candidates from EU member states and Slovenians abroad can apply in application period for still available enrollment slots that will be from 23rd to 24th of September until 10 a.m. When it comes to citizens of the non-EU countries, you can apply also from the 18th of February until the 18th of March in the first application period, and on 2nd and 3rd of September in the second application period. Here on the PowerPoint, you can also see which candidates can apply in this second application period. It is also very important to mention the citizens from the EU countries and citizens from countries with which Slovenia has concluded bilateral agreement do not have to pay tuition fees for full-time bachelor and master studies. And Slovenia has concluded this bilateral agreement with Bosnia-Herzegovina, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Serbia, and Kosovo. So you can find more information about fees on our web page. In the first application period, you may indicate a maximum of 3 bachelor's or single cycle master degree programs in order of preference for which you wish to enroll. And the order in which the degree programs are indicated is very important because in the selection process, you will be admitted to the first degree program for which you meet all the requirements and achieve the minimum number of points in the case of limited enrollment. As we already mentioned, we have accredited more than 400 degree programs and more than 800 subjects in English. And the majority of our courses are conducted in Slovenian, but we also have some programs in English. And as you can see, lectures in English are held at the School of Economics and Business. This is for the undergraduate program. Recognition of education is also required for applicants with a foreign education certificate who wish to continue their studies in Slovenia. And the online application is also an application for this procedure of recognition of foreign secondary education. All documents must be uploaded on the web portal EVŠ as electronic copies or scans of the originals. Those documents have to be attached through the EVŠ web portal scans or photographies of the original certificates and other documents, as I said. It is also important to know that the certificate of graduation diploma is not required at the time of application, but you should submit it as soon as you graduate. So you should apply as soon as possible. And if you haven't finished your high school yet, you should send your diploma by the 31st of July. Also, candidates send translation only on the request received on the web portal EVŠ, and you will receive all notifications electronically through the EVŠ web portal. So this is important that you check your email regularly. So here are all the documents that you need to upload on the EVŠ web portal. You can also find this on our website, so you can go through everything and see if you have all your documents. Okay. Applicants who are citizens of countries with a higher migration risk and who require visas to cross the European Union external borders must undergo a direct interview on their suitability to enrollment in the degree program in accordance with the enrollment conditions before further professional and administrative consideration. Candidates will receive more detailed information about the interview from higher education institutions after the application deadline. So on this website, you will find a list of countries whose citizens needs visa. So when it comes to deadlines for sending the documents, we already mentioned a little bit. So when it comes to citizens of EU member states and Slovenians abroad, the first application period for sending documents is for applicants completing secondary school this year is 31st of July. And for those who already finished their high school, it is to the end of the first application period, which is 18th of March. If you apply in the second application period, then you need to send your documents by 27th of August. And if you apply in period for still available enrollment slots, then it's also 24 September. For non-EU students, the same conditions apply. So for applicants completing secondary school this year by 31st of July, and those who already finished high school to the end of the first application period, which is 18th of March. If you apply in the second application period, then you need to send your documents by the 3rd September. When it comes to Slovenian language certificate, all candidates must send it until 31st of July. About decision and recognition, you will be informed on the EVASHO web portal. If the degree program has limited enrollment, candidates will be selected based on the criteria published in the call for enrollment. So your grades need to be converted into the Slovenian grading system, and grading scales are published at our website as well as call for enrollment. If your program requires knowledge of the Slovenian language at the B2 level, as already mentioned, a certificate of language of knowledge must be sent by the July 31st. What is important is that certificates from Slovenia are recognized, but also from abroad, so that you can pass and get the certificate in your country without any problems. The only difference is for the Faculty of Medicine. So you can only take the Slovenian exam at the Faculty of Arts Center for Slovenian as a second foreign language. Here you can see which programs on bachelor level require Slovenian language exam, the certificate. Also, for enrolling in some programs, it is required to pass tests of ability, capacity, and skills. And here you can see at which faculties and academies it is necessary. For additional information about courses and content of the test, please ask the faculties and academies. Dates are also published on the EVASHO web portal. If you're accepted, you will be invited to enroll by the faculty or academy via email, and enrollment usually takes place in September. And decision on results in the first application period for EU students and Slovenians abroad will be by 24th of July and at the latest by the 18th of September. For non-EU students, it will be by 28th of August. We recommend that you check our website very well, and because here you will find all information about application procedure, about enrollment requirements, number of available enrollment slots, fees, and more. Also, to help you with your application, you can always contact our admission office, and you can always contact us by email or phone at any time. Also, it's very important to mention that you do not need any service of recruitment agencies and agents for application, because this is a very easy procedure, as you probably saw. And today, as we already mentioned, you can ask us questions. Here is our international student ambassador, who will also tell you a little bit later about her experience as well. So you're a digital generation, so it is very easy process, and as I already mentioned, you can always contact us for some additional guidance and help. Again, if you need any advice or help, you can contact us or arrange an online consultation. We will do our best to provide you with all the information and answers to any questions you may have. It is also important to mention that our university is decentralized, which means that admission to master and doctoral studies is done directly at the faculty or academy. So if you want some more information and answers to specific questions about admission into master or doctoral studies, please contact the authorized person at the relevant faculty or academy. And now we come to the part where we answer most asked questions that you had opportunity to ask during registration. And also, as I already mentioned, after that you will have, of course, time to ask us live if we didn't answer some of your questions. Okay, so let's start with some frequently asked questions that you ask us in the registration. So, firstly, we already explained that, but it's very important, and there were a lot of questions about it. So, the question was, how do I submit required documents and what documents are needed for enrollment? So, let's repeat again. So, you need to upload to the EVOSH web portal scan of final certificates, graduation diploma, and certificates of the last 2 years of high school. And again, if you have not yet finished high school, send a certificate of the last year high school and diploma by the 31st of July. You also need a copy or scan of a certified translation of the final certificates into Slovene or English language. If a certified translation of the certificate is required, the applicant will be asked for it on the EVOSH web portal. You must upload short chronological description of the entire education relevant to the enrollment application and recognition procedure of our education that is prepared by the candidate, by you, stating prior education including the schools attended, dates of attendance, possible transfers, and so on. On our website, you will also find example of it. You will also need to upload a scan of your ID or passport. So students from a non-EU country can only upload a scan of a passport. And if we need any other additional evidence, the enrollment service of the University of Ljubljana will inform you about that via EVOSH portal. So those documents have to be attached to the EVOSH web portal scans or photographies of the original certificates and other documents. Also candidates, as we already mentioned, who does not have a certificate of graduation diploma, again, you can apply now. It's very important to click on the submit now button, but you will have the separate deadline for sending the documents, sending this additional documents, which is 31st of July. Also, I would like to firstly, before we go to this next question, I will also ask our international student ambassador, Helena, can you tell us maybe about your experience with this application process?
Yes, of course. So from my personal experience, I didn't have any difficulties with the enrollment process because the instructions were quite clear. I made sure to start preparing as early as possible and to submit everything as early as possible. So keep in mind that sometimes translating your documents can take longer than expected, or you may need to correct or complete a document after submitting it. And if you apply early, you have more time to fix any issues before the enrollment deadline. So my advice is to not wait until the last minute. Submit your documents early so the admissions office can review them and give you feedback if something needs to be corrected. And of course, if you need any help during the process, feel free to contact me, to contact any other international ambassador, since we've already been through the process it ourselves. We'll make sure to help you and guide you through the process.
Thank you so much. Now, very common question, and it's about the short description of education. So it is not the motivational letter, it is actually a short chronological description of secondary education. So you do not need to send any motivational letters. Please just send this short chronological description. And as we already mentioned on our website, you can find examples of that as well as form. Very common and very important to answer this question. Again, should I say that I have a completed secondary education because I'm graduating this year in June? As we already mentioned it is very important, and it often unfortunately happens that candidates do not click this submit button and send their application by the deadline, precisely because they think that they cannot until they send all the documents. So as I said, we already presented this, but let's do again because it is very important. Here you can see all the deadlines for the sending of documentation, and again on our website you can find these dates again. The next question is, I would like to know about the entry exams, when and where they will take place, and how I can apply. So when it comes to tests of abilities, capacities, and skills, you can find all information in the call for enrollment. Here you can see the dates for the first application period, And for specific questions regarding tests, please contact the faculty or academy you're interested in because they're organizing this so they can give you the exact information. Next question is which certificates of knowledge of the Slovenian language are acceptable for studying in Slovenia? So we already mentioned that, but again, if your program requires knowledge of Slovenian language at the B2 level, as already mentioned, a certificate of language must be sent by July 31st. What is important is the certificates from Slovenia are recognized, but as well from abroad, so that you can pass and get the certificate in your country without any problems. The only difference is for the Faculty of Medicine, because you can only take the Slovenian exam at the Faculty of Arts, Center for Slovenian as a second and foreign language. Next question is, I would like to know what my chances are of getting accepted and how it's calculated and determined. So on our website, you can see the minimum number of points, statistics for previous years, so you can get the feeling on how it will be this year. When it comes to how to calculate your points, it is usually 60% general success in the final exam, and also 40% general success in the third and fourth year. But sometimes there are some additional grades from other subjects, for example. So also if you need some test of abilities, capacities, and skills, it is calculated a little bit differently. So for more information, please check call for enrollment. We had a lot of questions regarding Slovenian language. How can you learn it? Was it hard? Is it hard to follow lectures if you don't know the language? We already mentioned a little bit Year Plus program, but this is something that you can check regarding learning Slovene language. There is also option for learning Slovenian via different courses, online ones as well. So you can check that on our website under the page Learning Slovene. Helena, maybe you can tell us more about your experience.
Yes, so before coming to Slovenia, I took private Slovenian language classes for 1 year, and I have to say that that helped me a lot when I first arrived. I truly recommend learning at least some basic Slovenian before coming if you have the time and the chance to do that. After arriving, I also enrolled in the Year Plus program, as you already mentioned, which helped me improve my grammar and also expanded my vocabulary. So even though understanding the language is one thing, speaking it is completely different, and I have to say that it's much more challenging. In the first year, probably the first year was the hardest for me when it came to the language, but I often had to force myself to speak, even though I felt like it probably sounded so terrible. But I knew that practice was the only way to improve. So now I am in my third year, and my Slovenian cannot be compared to when I first came here. The first year, I honestly had to work twice as hard as others to get the same results, but now I can express myself much more freely and confidently. Of course, it is still not perfect. I still make mistakes, but the progress is huge and it gets better every year. So don't give up on that. And don't be afraid to speak. Even though it feels, I know it can feel uncomfortable at the beginning, that's exactly how you can improve over time.
Thank you so much. There's also an option for scholarships that cover tuition fees for learning Slovene for members of Slovene ethnic minorities in other countries and descendants of the Slovenians. So you can check that as well on our website. Next question, where can we find the information about recognition of foreign education? So, as we already mentioned, the procedure for the recognition of foreign education begins with the application for enrollment at the University of Ljubljana. So, for applicants with the foreign qualifications, the application form also serves as an application for a recognition of education for the purposes of continuing education. And this process is conducted by an authorized person at the university to which the applicant is applying to study under their first preference. So on our website, you can find more information about this procedure, about the evaluation procedure, documents, and so on. Do you have any scholarships for master studies? There is also a lot of questions regarding that. So, firstly, we would like to emphasize again that citizens of the EU member states and citizens of non-EU countries with which Slovenia has concluded bilateral agreements do not have to pay tuition fees for full-time bachelor and master studies. Also, when it comes some scholarships, this is new, and that is like I would like to highlight that the Public Scholarship Fund of the Republic of Slovenia has announced scholarships for master's students coming from the Western Balkan region. So, as you can see, the scholarships are intended for students from certain fields, and the application deadline is September 2nd September. Additional information as well as the entire scholarship competition can be found on our website. University of Ljubljana do not offer scholarships, but on the national level, Public Fund publishes the number of available scholarships for international students, and more information can be found on our website. Next question is, how are points calculated for enrollment at the Faculty of Sport? Do you have access to results from the test of motor skills and abilities from previous years? Again, when it comes to test of abilities, capacities, and skills, all information about this can be found in the call for enrollment. When it comes to points, as we already mentioned, there are some statistics on our website that we already presented, so you can check that. There were also questions about the transfer. So when it comes to the transfer in the call for enrollment, you can find if your desired faculty or academy has some transfer places in the first place. Then you can contact the faculty for more information and, for example, information about some differential exams. And the important is that you study under the same conditions as students who enroll from the first year. So again, for the transfer information, please contact your faculty or academy you wish to enroll in. Comes to some enrollment places, enrollment slots, you can find information in the call for enrollment as well in our website. As we already mentioned, there you will also find information about some minimums of points from the previous years as well. This is also the common question about that is it possible to apply to 3 faculties at different universities in one application or university. If a candidate has applied with 2 applications or 2 universities, is it possible to be accepted on both? Yes, it is possible. Then you need to choose where you wish to enroll. And important is that EU citizens can submit only one application in the first period, and non-EU citizens can submit several applications for each university, so independent institution, its own application. Another question was about the English exam, about the proof of English level. And so here you can see which English certificates are accepted. This can be also found on the in the call for enrollment as well as on the our website and websites of the faculties and academies. Next question is, do I have to have the required documents translated beforehand for the application or will be translated by the university if necessary? So again, if a certified translation of the documents is required, the applicants will be asked for it on the web portal EVOS. Again, here you can see if your documents are in English, of course, translation is not required. And if you come from one of the countries in the former Yugoslavia and have documents in Latin alphabet, it is very likely that you will not need translations. But if documents are in Cyrillic, we advise you to translate them into Slovenian or English. What happens if more applicants than the number of admitted students have perfect grades? So if you all have 100 or 100 points, you're all accepted. A lot of questions are also regarding recognition of IB diploma. and of which grades you must transcript be submitted. So here you can see that you do not need to wait for some physical diploma to be issued. You can attach an electronic transcript from your organization. So just IB diploma, you do not need to attach grades. Here we also have a lot of questions about the accommodation. So on this website, you will find some information about that. So we recommend that you check our website. There are listed all the information about the accommodation. And also, I would like to ask Helena, what about your experience? Maybe do you have any advice for our students?
Looking for accommodation in Ljubljana can certainly be challenging. So the most important thing is to be patient. Personally, I had a harder time finding my first accommodation before coming to Slovenia. It was probably more difficult because I was looking also together with two friends. So finding three available rooms at the same time was even more complicated. But later on, when I was looking for a single free room, the process was much easier. So my advice would be to, other than looking on sites like Nepremičnine, to join as many Facebook groups as possible that are dedicated to accommodation in Ljubljana. That's how I personally found every accommodation here. But try to refresh the pages often and try to respond quickly since rooms can be taken very fast. Also, from my experience, writing messages in Slovenian makes a big difference because when I was writing the messages in English, many people didn't respond. They didn't even open my messages. But when I switched to Slovenian, I received many more replies. If your Slovenian is not very strong yet, you can use Google Translate or ChatGPT or anything to help you write the message. And if you're interested, you can contact me, email me, and I can send you all the groups and websites where I was personally searching for accommodation. And another very important thing is to be careful and to double check everything, since nowadays there are many scammers. I mean, not many, but there are some scams, and you should never pay a deposit before you have signed a contract. Make sure everything is clear and official before transferring any money. So if you need any help or any questions regarding that, feel free to contact me.
Thank you so much, Helena. Very good advices. So we also got some questions regarding student work. So during your studying in Slovenia and having a student status, you may work a student job via job referral note. So you can work via the student service agency. Also, if you're a student from a foreign country and living in Slovenia through international exchange programs, studying or internship. And maybe Helena can tell us more about her experience.
Yes, of course. So about student work, working as a student here has a lot of benefits. Through the student advice to the student service agency, you can find various jobs and various opportunities in many fields, many different fields, which makes it easier to gain experience while studying. In my first year, I worked in a gift shop where I was designing and printing custom designed t-shirts. And for the past 6 months, I have been working as a graphic designer, so in my field, for a Slovenian company, and I got both jobs through the student service agency. And one of the biggest benefits to this is the flexibility you get. You can usually choose how often you want to work and which hours suits you the best, which makes it much easier to balance your studies and your work responsibilities. It is very beneficial because you can earn money while you're studying, gain practical experience in your field, and also build your CV at the same time. So good luck.
Thank you so much, Helena. Okay, so now your questions. I see that you're very active in the chat. So you can ask us in the chat, and of course, you can ask us live. You can just raise hand if you want to ask some questions. So